Coming up on Cronkite News, some lawmakers are concerned about reports that Capitol Police are looking into the social media accounts and backgrounds of people meeting with lawmakers. Details ahead.
Plus, how children in the state are in need of therapeutic foster care homes. We take a look at the ongoing shortage of foster parents who are licensed in training.
And later on Break It Down, a look at the new world of dating after love's been on lockdown.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Atria Mineshny.
And I'm Kelly Donahue. Thank you for joining us. It may be one of the few areas where conservative Republicans and the ACLU agree. News reports that the U.S. Capitol Police have started doing background checks on Capitol visitors in the wake of the January 6 attacks have both sides concerned. Cronkite News reporter ALEXIA STANBRIDGE has more from our Washington bureau.
If you're planning a trip here, should you worry about what's on here? Some lawmakers worry Capitol Police are monitoring your social media.
This is really invasive and really could violate some very basic constitutional rights. And so we need to know more.
Know more about a report by Politico that said the Capitol Police Intelligence Unit has been looking into the backgrounds of Hill staffers and people who meet with lawmakers on or off Capitol Hill, paying particular attention to their social media posts.
Do the Congress members know that this is being done to their employees or the people that they meet with? Did they ask for this to be done? There's so many unanswered questions.
Lesko and 33 other GOP House members, led by Arizona Representative Andy Biggs, wrote to House leaders demanding answers and calling for an investigation of police actions.
I certainly think there needs to be a congressional legislation. The Congress should approve it and vet whatever the Capitol Police and Sergeant at Arms are doing.
She worries the monitoring will stifle voters' willingness to speak with her. And that's a real concern, says Patrick Toomey, a senior staff attorney with the American Civil Liberties Union.
These concerns are especially strong here, where individuals are coming under scrutiny simply because they are exercising their right to petition members of Congress.
Toomey says monitoring social media can be dangerous because it can easily be taken out of context.
When police set out to monitor people's social media activity without any reason to believe that they have engaged in criminal activity, that raises concerns under the First Amendment.
Politico said the policy was implemented after the January 6th Capitol attacks. It asks analysts to scan social media of people meeting with lawmakers, including their own staffers, to review land records of buildings where meetings are held, and more. Lesko doesn't like the policy, but she is even more upset by what she sees as a lack of oversight. She sees it as a constitutional issue, not a partisan one.
Whether one is a Republican or a Democrat, they shouldn't feel like they're being spied on.
We repeatedly asked Capitol Police for comment but have not heard back. In Washington, ALEXIA STANBRIDGE, Cronkite News.
That Republican letter was addressed to House Democratic leaders, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi. We reached out to Pelosi's office for a comment this week but have not heard back.
Republican lawmakers want to make it harder for new initiatives to qualify for the ballot and decided by voters. A House committee approved 2 bills along party lines. One would require petitions to have signatures from all 30 legislative districts in Arizona. The other measure would require 60% of voters to support an initiative before it's passed. Republicans say these measures make sure any new initiatives are widely supported, while Democrats call it an effort to stop voters from approving laws that Republicans disagree with. Arizona voters may be able to decide whether or not undocumented students are eligible for in-state tuition. The measure should appear on the November ballot. It seeks to let undocumented students attend college on the same tuition basis as their peers. Currently, undocumented students pay nearly 3 times more to attend a public university. To qualify for in-state tuition and financial aid, students must attend an Arizona high school for at least 2 years and graduate. Arizona voters will have to approve the ballot measure for it to go into effect.
GOP lawmakers are urging the Supreme Court to put an end to the education tax known as Prop 208. The proposition aimed to have the wealthiest in the state pay higher taxes to help fund education, but Republican lawmakers say that it cannot be enforced. They say that the High Court already found a key provision unconstitutional and say the trial court judge is delaying issuing a ruling that would kill the tax. Schools are expected to hit their spending limit by next month. Republicans worry that if they vote to raise the constitutional spending cap before Prop 208 is ruled out, it could provide a lifeline to the tax on the wealthy. This week, there are currently 50 children in the care of the state who need special foster care homes. But those homes aren't available due to a shortage of foster care parents who are licensed for what is called therapeutic foster care. Cronkite News reporter Faith Abercrombie discovered many of those children have some of the highest needs in care.
Have a hug. Oh, towards you, Vinky.
Family isn't always defined by blood.
I look back in the seat at this baby who was then 6, who I just knew in my heart needed me. I love those colors.
For TONJA Oliver, the words, "I choose you," gave her a son.
I'm gonna take this out for you. It was a mutual agreement, and so February 10th, we adopted each other.
Oliver was initially Jayceon's therapeutic foster care parent, a tier of foster care that requires specialized training.
This is a very hard topic to talk about
for children with significant emotional, behavioral, or medical needs.
They're not going to trust you.
The differences in therapeutic foster care and a regular or original foster care is the amount of support that you receive. A lot of times when the children are in regular foster care, you don't know much about their background.
Jayceon and Oliver just hit 1 year of officially becoming a forever family.
Got it?
They enjoy moodling or doodling out your mood and end most days with daily affirmations.
I am generous. Children who are in therapeutic are at the verge emerging or either processing the trauma that they have experienced.
We really want to be careful on how we say things.
In addition to extra coursework up front, therapeutic foster parents need to do ongoing training, and many parents fear behavioral challenges.
We don't turn our own children away because they have big behaviors. We deal with it and we work through it.
The Department of Child Safety is projecting there will be about 300 to 400 children in need of therapeutic foster care in 2022. Right now, there's only about 170 homes licensed for this level of care.
The only way to fix that is to bring more families into the system to meet the needs of these children.
Oliver continues to open up her home to therapeutic foster care children and adopted another son exactly 1 year after Jayceon.
I love being a mom. I think I was meant to be a mom.
She knows not everyone is able to adopt. However, Oliver and foster care agencies encourage anyone thinking about getting their license to make the extra step and get the therapeutic qualification.
We can't throw our children away. We can't throw our future away.
In Phoenix, Faith Abercrombie, Cronkite News.
Therapeutic foster care parents and their child are provided with a team of people to help focus on the child's best interest. Licensing agencies hold trainings throughout the year, and there is no extra expense to get a therapeutic foster care license.
We're looking at some really nice weather for your Super Bowl weekend, but we're in store for a cool down. Luke Vickery joins us from the Cronkite News Weather Center with more.
Good afternoon, Arizona. Looking at Futurecast right now for Friday at 2 p.m. Really good conditions sitting here in Phoenix. Very stable conditions. No cloud cover right now, as you can probably see if you look up at the sky right now. But looking at the other side of the United States in the Midwest, there's a little bit of a disturbance right here, a lot of cloud cover, maybe even some snow. But a bigger story right now is all this moisture down in the Gulf of Mexico is actually going to get lifted up into a storm system moving up the East Coast. But looking into our evening planner tonight, back to Phoenix, 77 degrees at 6 p.m. And as we move later into the evening, we're going to hit 65 degrees at 10 p.m. So very comfortable conditions moving into our evening. Now looking at our high temperatures for tomorrow, 83 degrees in Phoenix, 52 in Flagstaff, 78 degrees in Tucson. That high pressure is really treating us well right now. And now looking at the Waste Management Phoenix Open for tomorrow, if you're going at about wake up time tomorrow, 54 degrees, going to be lovely temperatures as we move into the evening though, 81 degrees at 3 p.m. So very good conditions as well if you're going to the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And then the two other events we have this weekend, Sunday and Monday, we have the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Mostly the similar story. We're going to have great temperatures. The high pressure is doing great things for us, but that will not last long. On Wednesday, a cold front will move in with a low pressure system, dropping our temperatures significantly down to 61 degrees. But as we move into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, those temperatures will pick back up as high pressure moves back in for the remainder of the weekend. In the Cronkite News Weather Center, I'm Luke Vickery.
I'm Hayden Weber. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. We'll see how Arizona stacks up against other states with legal sports gambling laws and the projections for Super Bowl betting in the Copper State.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons. Your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go, lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Hayden Weber, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. The Super Bowl is this Sunday, featuring the Cincinnati Bengals and Los Angeles Rams. The game is projected to bring in over $1 billion in bets placed. Cronkite Sports reporter Tyler Rolfs shows us how Arizona stacks up against the other states that allow legal sports wagering.
This is the first year that Arizonans can legally bet on the Super Bowl after sportsbooks went live at the start of the NFL regular season. After the first 3 months of legal betting, gamblers have wagered over $1.2 billion. Analysts project Arizona to rank among the top of the 30 states with legal gambling laws to wager on Super Bowl 56.
In breaking out the top 5, we just missed Arizona. I actually have Arizona projected at 6th with about 55 million in Super Bowl betting handle.
Being just outside of the top 5 is impressive for a state gambling. Play USA's Eric Ramsey states that the #1 indicator of financial success is availability of online betting.
I don't want to keep talking about Nevada, but another reason that you're going to siphon some of their customers is the products you have in Arizona are better than what they have in Nevada.
Arizona has 12 current live sports books, with 2 being in the heart of downtown Phoenix. 2 more are on their way, as DraftKings is expected to open at TPC Scottsdale in 2023. And BetMGM has plans to be ready for the start of next NFL season at State Farm Stadium, home of next year's Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl in Arizona, keep in mind, it'll also be the first time that a Super Bowl site will have a retail sports book there live in operation. I think it'll just kind of be the perfect storm to really establish where sports betting is in Arizona.
While sports betting is popular, experts say it is important to gamble responsibly and to only bet what you can afford. For the Super Bowl, bettors can select who they think will win the game, try and guess stats with player props, or bet on things that have nothing to do with the game at all, like the coin flip. For Arizona, a lot of money will be brought in on Super Bowl Sunday. From Phoenix, Tyler Rolfs, Cronkite News.
Ticket prices have gone up for this year's WM Phoenix Open, but that hasn't discouraged fans from heading out in force to this year's tournament. And the revenue, in part, goes to a good cause. Thanks to the Arizona Thunderbirds, who host the most attended golf event of the year. This is the 79th year that the group is putting on the tournament. The Thunderbirds are a nonprofit organization made up of volunteers whose main role for the Phoenix Open is to raise money for local charities.
2 years ago, the Thunderbirds raised a record $14 million for local charities, and they're putting that money back into the community, charities that are in need. And I think a lot of people don't see the behind-the-scenes work of those Thunderbirds that really put the effort to put on the greatest show on grass and to raise that much money for charity.
The Arizona Coyotes and ASU have agreed to a deal that will allow the Coyotes to make ASU's new multi-purpose arena its interim home. The agreement will go into effect starting next season and will last through 2025. The new state-of-the-art arena will seat 5,000, and modifications are underway to adhere to NHL's requirements, including a locker complex. The deal happened after city leaders in Glendale decided not to renew the team's lease at Gila River Arena. That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Kelly.
If you've been inspired by the Olympics to try some new tricks on your snowboard, you may want to head up to Flagstaff. SNOWBOWL is opening its new Sunset Terrain Park tomorrow. There are jumps and ramps to test out, but a reminder to start out with the smaller tricks and work your way up. For all the details, you can go to snowball.ski.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.